You got a big
black thing
blob
in your
front of
yeah. I hate it when that
in
happens.
your sheet. All up in your grill.
Average Friday, but I hate it when that happens.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Love it.
Active.
Okay.
So we're here for the Linkar team conversation. I think I don't even know how we've all managed to get here.
Yeah, honestly,
it's been a mad one. Now, obviously, what we'll do first is just go over a few little bits about Linkar, about the vision, about maybe the state of the world, and try and get a bit holistic about things.
Yep.
I mean, we talk a lot about connection, and it feels like we're going through a weird stage in terms of AI, tech. A lot of the different elements have started to creep in and really take over what it means to be a human being. And I mean, that's something so important that we need to highlight to other people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Elliot, you meet a lot of people in day-to-day life. Just tell us, how do you think the tech side is taking over?
I think it shows in particular, well, you've got some venues asking people to leave their phones behind and lock them up now. And there's one that's opened up in Manchester, I forget the name of. But I think it can ruin the experience. It's funny because we all, when we see a show, if we're kind of inspired by something or we get this little spark, we're like, oh yeah, we should record this. And just pull up the phone. But then even myself, I've noticed when I do that, I kind of lose connection of that moment. Right. And I come back to it and I'm like, oh, and my brain's playing catch up. And I think our monkey brains just aren't evolved to handle all this tech yet. They say it takes about 10,000 years for us to evolve and pick up kind of evolutionary habit.
Yeah.
And technology like that is just so new. So our brains are just frying all the time, I think.
Yeah. On that point, Andy, looking at it from the economic lens,
right?
Do you think there's loneliness already baked into the financial markets and how capitalism is even designed? Like, talk to us about that.
Yeah, loneliness almost has become like a profitable emotion. The more disconnection that we have in the world, more scrolling, spending money on online shopping, seeking validation, feel like we monetize distraction and not like human connection or like depth, right? So like, GDP does grow on like obviously purchases, spending, all that kind of stuff, but not fulfillment, maybe you could say, right? So, loneliness has kind of become industrialized, monetized, and human connection, I believe has like the highest long-term social return, I believe. But it doesn't really show up on the balance sheet, unfortunately. So. Yeah.
So when you say social return, I mean, what does that mean?
Well, I think it's kind of immeasurable, but Linkar's trying to change that, of course, right? Yeah. Trying to measure that kind of social return, but I think we feel it more than we can see it.
Yeah.
We can feel the kind of emotional gratification or satisfaction you get from just meeting your friends or connecting with someone on a business level or therapy. And if you want some advice on that front, it's good just to talk to someone. Yeah. Verbalizing it is so important, I believe, as well, right? Yeah. And you can verbalize on a virtual call, but that human connection still is not there. And I feel like you gain so much from that, to be honest.
Isn't it something that like 60% of communication is body language? Something that you can't get from a call.
Just sit up straight then.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, looking at it from your point of view, so obviously you deal with all the tech side.
Yeah.
Do you think tech's designed to grab attention, and what happened to actually presence and actually feeling something directly? Is that being taken away with all these new tech bros trying to create this dopamine addiction cycle?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at Facebook when it first came out. It was made to network. It was made to find people who go to the same college as you, who go to the same uni as you, and it was a fun experiment until the algorithms took over.
Right.
Now they want you to stay on there for as long as possible. They want you to feel disconnected.
Exactly.
Going on to the financial thing as well, that it feels now you can't enjoy something, whether it be, making pottery or whatever, unless you monetize it, unless you're talking about it on social media. unless you're doing something to show everyone that you're doing something else.
Yeah.
So it's to grab attention and just to try and hold it, as opposed to actually, social media is the least connected place in the world.
Right.
That's the funny
So
thing.
ironic. Yeah.
Yeah, and how do you flip that? Do you think there is an off switch to it, or are we so far down that path of give them the addiction, we need to build on it and get them even more addictive? Like, where do you just stop? Is there an end of where social media addiction can go?
Yeah, when the algorithm kills you. No. Well, look, at the end of the day, it's down to capitalism. The
crazy.
longer that people are on the apps, the more ads they can show people, the more money they make.
Yeah.
It is so tied financially more so than just tech. A lot of tech people who come into Silicon Valley, or even, just the London tech scene, for example, they want to change the world. They want to do better. But then they get an investor who's like, but I want to make money.
Right.
And that's what ruins it. It's the moment the investors come in. It's the moment that money becomes a question.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's crazy to think that there's all these different dynamics going on. What happens then? This is a really out there kind of statement, but what happens when the algorithm has legs and can walk around in a robotic form?
You mean AI?
Well, maybe, but I don't know if AI is actually intrinsically bad. Like, let's just say the Facebook algorithm or the TikTok scrolling algorithm, if that was a real life robot, like, would that be a thing?
I mean, if we were to put that into like a real life robot context, you mean something similar to like having people be androids and that sort of thing. Like androids who are made to keep your attention.
Yeah.
Like has anyone seen the movie? I think it's Her with Scarlett Johansson.
Heard about it.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
kind
right,
of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's where Scarlett
Andy's
Johansson.
like,
I remember it now. It was
The
creepy,
guy
man.
from Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, falls in love with Scarlett Johansson. I mean,
Yes.
who wouldn't? But it's her voice.
No, it was creepy, man.
But
I wouldn't.
at that point, yeah, that is made to grab your attention. I mean, you look at even what is it called now? It's that one with Ryan Gosling. It's the movie
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
It's a good movie,
with
that.
Anna de Armas as well, who is also an
Yeah.
android or a hologram.
Yeah.
She's also just made to make money. She's you have to buy her upgrades, that sort of thing. So if anything, the moment that you give this algorithm that's made to keep your attention legs, that's when the algorithm kills you.
I think at the very least, though, at least that would be in person, and you wouldn't just be sat at home or wherever you are staring at a screen all the time.
Elliot's an advocate
Yeah.
for robots.
He just wants an AI girlfriend. I get it,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's all it is.
Who doesn't want Anna de Armas, right? You don't?
No, but I think,
Oh no.
I think time away from these screens is healthy. So anything that encourages
I wouldn't
in-person
necessarily say it's
moments
the
is
screens.
great.
I think it's the feedback that you get.
And the feedback
Yeah.
that you
That
get.
don't
think
mean
Yes,
a
the
addiction.
feedback from something that's actively trying to take your attention,
Yes.
as opposed to a human where you have to
Just let me
genuinely be interesting, different. You have to keep thinking.
Yeah.
Whereas something that we've talked to GPT once or twice. He will always agree with me, no matter how stupid my idea is. He's like, "That's a great idea, man.
Right,
You're going to take over the
right.
world." I'm like, "Mm-mm."
Please disagree with me. Tell me I'm
"Yeah."
not,
At
I'm
least
not
be
right.
somewhat real. I have to tell him, "Okay,
Exactly.
disagree with me if I'm an
But
idiot."
then
right?
that's that's dangerous, isn't
Exactly.
it? Then they start to think for themselves, right?
LLMs,
They
not
start
really.
to,
If an LLM
become
thinks for itself,
autonomous. I don't want that. No.
No, it's scary.
Agree with me with everything. To be honest, I would.
You want a yes
prefer-
man?
When it comes to AI, I think I do, because then it's like
Well, it has to be realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, this gets us on to our next point in terms of the systems that we're building and the shift that that's having.
Yeah.
So, in terms of, at the minute, I think the world really favors performance over presence, and that's like one dimension of what it is to actually be a human being. I mean, from a systems point of view, where do you think the monetary system is going to go, Andy? And in terms of the finite resources that have intrinsically backed money in the past, let's say like thousands of years, can human connection, time spent with another human being, not be seen as a negative thing, but that can actually be a value that underpins a currency?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like you said, man, we're spending way too much time on our phones, on our devices. I'm looking at mine right now as we speak, to be honest. And I mean, I think less time on your devices would be like so much better for all of us. Of course, Linkar, things like this is still technology. We still need to utilize technology to connect with other people, of course. But I think, having something where encourages those connections. It's good for the economy, to be honest, because people make economy, don't they? It's I don't think people, businesses look at people as data points, whereas I would look at them as, they make up the economy. It makes up when they buy something, it relies on like trust and trust in the brand, belief in that brand, or kind of that connection with the vision that the business is trying to sell.
Devil's advocate, isn't that a data point?
Maybe, but still, inherently, it comes from the human side of things.
No, I think that's super important in terms of being analytical, understanding where we are now, and maybe the shift is going to be different, but also, do we need to go too far from the current system? I mean, looking at it from that point of view, I mean, from the design, the algorithm standpoint, the tech side, do you think a big shift is needed, or is there just a small little adjustment that can take us in a completely different direction?
I think while something like capitalism, especially late stage capitalism, exists, it will always be the way it is. That it's not just a small shift; it's a fundamental change in how we live. You need to value human connection, but you can't put a value on something like that. It's like art, right? You can't. It's inherently valueless until someone gives emotion to it.
Right.
In the same way, you don't think of your friend as an ATM, right? You may see what your friend does for you and that be valuable, but that's an emotion tied to what your friend does for you. So I guess it's a difficult one to answer, and yeah, something needs to change.
It reminds me of an interesting concept I read recently in a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and he talks about the idea of investing in people.
Yeah.
And the more you invest in other people, the more you can withdraw out of that as well. So I think that's quite an interesting
the idea of your network is your net worth. That is exactly that, essentially. That like the more people that you know who know other people, the better you're going to get on without the idea of money. It's more than trading of ideas and services and that sort of stuff. But I think there needs to be the issue is there's still always that undercurrent of I need to pay rent. I
think that element's so interesting because the way that we perceive money, just the word money, I think that has lost meaning completely, and we need to change that word with value. So if you can then gain value, shared value, increased value in different elements of people's lives, then that I think is a metric that can definitely be utilized as a finite resource. And not to sound like a capitalist, but maybe more of a socialist in terms of shared value throughout society. That's always been looked down on.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the Soviet Russia, but...
Well, Soviet was communism, which is completely different.
Well, yeah.
But I think it's better to start from the other side,
Yeah.
capitalism, and work our way from the
Socialism from the
right.
middle, and it really underpins the idea of humans being valuable within themselves.
Yeah.
It's giving people the help to reach their potential. Not everyone needs to be a doctor, but some people might be a great artist. Some people might be, I don't know, a great drink maker. I don't know, pulling.
I think where that falls down is then when people have to be put in forced boxes. It's like you have to do this to help him, but then if you don't really want to do that, or you're not like tied to it emotionally, then it becomes like you're a prisoner almost in that shared economy.
There's an idea that a lot of people die before they're 30. Because they get trapped in essentially, I need to pay rent, I just need this job to feed my kids, that sort of thing. And it's a privilege to not die before 30. It's an insane privilege nowadays. Like you have to be born in the right place, the right time. You have to have met the right people. The stars need to align for you to be able to, do what we're doing with Linkar, chase your dreams, put that stuff out there and not be tied down to, just trying to make ends meet. And also having the courage to just kind of strut out there and do what needs to be done.
And I think, Elliot, you're a great person to speak to about this, following your ambitions, following your dreams. Do you think that value needs to be given to those who actually step out and maybe try do different things, and maybe there needs to be a different sense of rewards for people like yourself, other people that want to go out and maybe help the community or provide some talent that will elevate the community, like you're a musician? That would be, in my opinion, helping the community. What's your view on that?
Sorry, I was just getting a buzz. I I think those people need to see the value that they're giving differently as well, and that being more powerful and impactful and more important than just money. The money isn't the only currency in my mind. You've got time, you've got investment with people, the feelings you get when you're spending time with certain people. Yeah.
So let's go a little bit deeper then. In terms of understanding the demand that people have in today's society, obviously wellness clubs, run clubs, sober activities, being present and actually having a sense of life itself, not burning through it aimlessly, is, I believe, massively in demand. So, I mean, in terms of your guys' opinions on it, we'll start with you, Nom. Where do you think that demand is coming from? And then, again, in terms of the tech side, how do you marry that with tech?
I think it's funny that you're asking me about sober activities. But I think really tech should just be used to connect people. It should be there as a party finder, a way of getting the group together. And then it should be like those bars where not bars, sorry, sober activities, right? Those crack houses, where they make you put your phone down. I saw one bar, for example, on Instagram that's like, we don't have internet. Talk like it's 1982. So I think really tech is just there as the beginning point. But it will always come down to, once you have the beginning point, why not keep going? Why not make an end to end, right? And that's
it's not the be all and end all.
You will always keep expanding the tech. You start off with bringing people together, then you're like, okay, how's about we just also make it so that you can meet people, but you don't have to leave, and then you're on Omegle at 2 a.m. So it kind of spirals from there.
Interesting. I mean, I'm a strong believer in whatever the tech is, whether it's phones, whether it's a chip in your arm that links to your brain, or whether
That's
it's
horrifying.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whether
Calm down, Elon.
Or whether it's glasses that can augment the reality you're in. I think we just need to use tech to connect people more and more. But this is an interesting point for you, Elliot. I mean, when you're out there in the raw, in the arenas where talent is just being shown, what moments do you think this is what we're missing on the bigger scale?
The best days I have are where I'm just so immersed in everything I'm doing, whether it's a concert, being with somebody all day on an activity. They are the best days that I have, because then you're focused on that one thing at hand. You're not being distracted with so many other things going on. And by the end of the day, you feel like you've accomplished something. It just feels so much more enjoyable. So I think if we can encourage submersing ourselves in these experiences more than happy days. And I also want to touch on the point as well that we should try and encourage ourselves to push ourselves out of our comfort zone a little bit. I think a lot of the tech at the moment is a sucker for trying to bring us into whatever's just comfortable to do, those cheap dopamine hits basically. And when I stopped using my phone in certain scenarios, so like in a lift or whatever, it's so easy to just pull out a phone, I was like, right, I'm going to stop doing that for a bit and see how I get on. And it feels really weird. It feels really weird. And it sounds so crazy as well, doesn't it? And so minor, but it felt really uncomfortable at first. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you get.
Right.
And the more chances you've got of talking to people, learning something more opportunities coming from that as well. And I feel like the more I've started to do that over the years, and also get talking to more people because I've been more comfortable doing that, it's created so many more avenues of opportunity for me.
Yeah, for sure. Like when you connect with someone, like maybe at first, especially me, I'm kind of an introvert, I'm not gonna lie, but like when you meet someone, it's that apprehension maybe, but when you do meet them, it's like I'm so glad like after meeting them, having a chat, whatever, you're so glad I did that, because so many benefits come out of that. The outcomes is measurable and very positive, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, speaking about the comfort zone, I mean, nowadays people don't tend to interact with other people as much, just out of the blue. I remember being told Manchester back in like the early 2000s was peak, just because, you could just talk to random people. People would say hi to in the street.
Good old days.
I wouldn't know, I'm too young. But I've been told about this. It's some kind of urban legend now. But you know, if you go, I remember talking to someone who I know who's a lot older, and he was like, I used to just talk to girls at bars, and I was like, I couldn't imagine interrupting someone from their deep doom scrolling just to ask them how their day's going now. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
So I think that's one big shift in society.
You know, it's funny when dating apps is a big thing,
Yeah.
right? To meet someone that you want to obviously potentially marry or whatever, have kids with. But I don't know if this is true, but I heard, and you can probably verify this, that
You're gonna verify.
I feel like I know exactly what you're gonna say.
right? The algorithm is kind of like right? It's kind of like modeled to keep you there.
Yeah.
I was
And
telling you
single?
about that.
Yeah.
Which is like, what the hell, man? Like, I'm trying to find someone. Why are you trying to keep me here?
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's
money
crazy
comes
when I
from,
heard
yeah.
that.
Tinder
It sounds like
recently
a
brought out-
conspiracy theory, but is
No,
it?
it
What
isn't.
do you think?
Tinder recently brought out the $100 a month package. So they obviously had Tinder Gold to begin with, which I think was $9.99 a month, but they now have a $100 a month package where, yeah, you can apparently find someone better, you get access to a better dating pool. And I'm sat there thinking, like, if you can't find someone just out in the blue, like how you just pay more money to this company to help you find someone if you haven't done it already.
No, that's something that I strongly disagree in terms of unlocking a certain type of person, or people have different levels. I think in terms of everyone's value, it's completely equal, but everyone has different attributes. It's almost like you used to play FIFA. It's like your speed, your stamina. It's like it all adds up.
I would win, by the way, every single match
But I
here.
think, honestly, I think everyone's at level 100, but it's how we are distributed in terms of our talents that's what makes us different.
Yeah.
So to put people behind paywalls and stuff,
I mean, it's just putting a money tag on someone, right?
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now I can interact with people who can afford $100 a month.
Yeah.
Right, and that in itself is very dehumanizing.
Right.
Number one, and if it doesn't work, it just kind of sucks.
Yeah, shareholders want like retention, right?
Yeah.
So they want people
Yeah.
to stay on board.
Yeah.
They
But that's
want you
not
to
the
stay
point.
single.
Like, no, I need to be here for about a month,
Yeah.
maybe 6 months, and I need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Like, stop making me. I don't know how they're doing that.
One
but-
thing that I've always said though is that, and this might be a really hot take, no one worth dating is on a dating app. Right. The reason I say that, okay, I get it. You might meet one in a million, right? And the idea is to connect people, but if you can't just meet people through your day-to-day life, whether that be going outside and going to something like a Linkar event, or even joining a club or something like that, where you're actively meeting people, it tells me something about you as a person, that you're not interesting enough, essentially, which is like, really, this is very hot take stuff, but I've always believed that no one worth dating is on a dating app.
Interesting. So
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Jeez.
No, so getting into obviously Linkar and the vision and the way that we're building the platform, and the idea has always stemmed from having easily accessible people that you can connect with, sharing value with others in society that's almost a shortcut, and using tech in order to bridge the gap through society, and even like giving rewards to people, incentivizing them, showing them that if they are maybe a little bit apprehensive, or they feel like they need a reason to get out there, if social media's closed them off to such an extent that they need this additional feeling of gratification, then Linkar gives them the all-in-one experience that's never really been done before.
It's very unique.
Yeah, so that's the vision that we're building with Linkar. I mean, Elliot, you're probably the first person here that understood the vision. So talk to us about what your view on it is, and a little bit more about that.
I think it's interesting because you started out with this mission to connect more people, and I think that is the kind of the core foundation of Linkar, is to get people meeting with each other more. And I guess all we've started to do now is play with gamification a little bit to its advantage, and in a positive way, to encourage people to meet up more.
Yeah, definitely. And from the tech side, I mean, I think that's where the interface and the user experience begins, even though the end product, which is the whole point, is two people coming together and putting the phone down. But you can't really get kids to be like, give me your phone, you're going out that front door, and I'm not speaking to you until you come back with a new friend. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Make me.
So from the tech side,
Incentivize me.
How do you look at that from the tech side and think, look, this is the best challenge I've ever had. These are the ways we're going to do it.
Well, I think in a way it's easier than something like a dating app. I mean, the ideas are very similar. Even if it's not just two people, maybe it's a threesome, maybe it's a foursome, right? Friends. And the point is that we're not here to trap you in an algorithm. I mean, what with dating apps or something like that, there is that, there's an end goal to two people. I don't want to say coming together, but coming together.
Yeah.
There is that end goal there. But what's the end goal with a friendship? I mean, are you not allowed to make any more friends after you've made one? No, you can just keep making friends. You can have as many friends as you want. So it's not got an end goal. It's not predatory in that sense. It's very much just, hey, you go out there, you make friends, you earn whilst meeting new people, doing things you might not have already done. And just enjoy life for what it is.
Yeah, definitely. And Andy, how do you feel about helping fund this kind of mission where it's not your usual company that's maybe, I don't know, like not having the same ethical type of impact on society? Because the goal with Linkar is to be the #1 connection platform for in real life engagement. So how do you feel about the financial side?
Well, I mean, like we're kind of moving into this, we want profit, but we want to be sustainable at the same time, kind of thing. I think what Linkar is trying to do, which is really cool, is a different kind of sustainability, which is the connection side. And of course, like I mentioned before, shareholders, investors, they want retention. They want to see, those data points working in their favor, those engagement rates, likes, clicks, all that kind of stuff going in their favor. And then that's the bottom line, right? But I think, like I said, Linkar is doing something really cool, which is kind of putting the currency on that connection. And you can actually, I think you could actually measure a little bit, maybe how many connections you've secured, if you want to call it that way, or mediated.
And how would that feel to an investor if I was?
It's a very unique take,
to say, look, I've got 1,000 connections under my belt. That's worth more than the money. That is connection revenue.
And that's like really good for the economy as well. It's not just
two people. Imagine how many economic opportunities will come out of that.
Exactly, like business. Yeah, exactly. You're inviting people to people's businesses and they buy things. So the economy is better as a result.
100%.
Those people, they've
got to do stuff.
They're going to go out. They're going to go after this. They might invite them to birthday parties. They might, just go for a random drink on a Saturday night or something like that. Or sober activities.
So Linkar is the partner for everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Every business, every person that wants to engage, there is a partnership in that. And I strongly believe having that message where it's aligned to well-being, productivity, shared love and experience in the broad sense. Having that goal is key as well with the whole mission, avoiding things that detract from the human experience. So I think those are some of the key facets of what makes Linkar unique. And that driving vision, it doesn't diminish. It gets stronger as the community grows, even from two people sharing ideas with individuals that are just like Elliot or other like friends. And then from there, it's growing into this thing and it's taking on a life of its own. But you've got to nurture it in the right way. And that's what I think is so important.
And that's the challenge for us as a team to make that happen, right?
And I mean, it is a human revolution. We've got to look at it like that. I think there's certain parts of the world that crave this kind of engagement. I mean, the market for it is in the trillions because it overlaps with events, with the gig side. I don't even think you can put a price on the market. But it's something that isn't being looked at with a whole deal of seriousness. It's weird. It's almost like people have forgotten about humans and everything's just like, make this online app or online website for this niche or that niche. And they've really forgot about, okay, so if that person's going to spend 8 hours a day on the computer, then what else are they doing?
Because our best friends are on phones, right?
Yeah.
And our PCs and things like that, right? I've got a friend group because I was, thankfully I was born a bit earlier.
You do?
On.
You're lucky.
I've got, thankfully, right?
This is the first time I met people.
And like it's like I'm very, very thankful for that because like we're all from that generation, right?
Yeah.
We met on the streets, high
that
school,
must have been
whatever.
rough.
It was cool, man. Trust me, it was very cool. But no, I'm guilty of it though a little bit, because I sometimes ignore a friend's call, which I shouldn't do. I'll call them back, but like sometimes maybe I'm not available, and I should be more available to my friends. Like those are the connections, like my best moments in my life. You mentioned it earlier, the best moments, the experiences that you have.
Yeah.
It's with your mates, man. Like going out with your mates and just not having a plan necessarily, just kind of doing it spontaneously and whatever kind of thing. Those are the best moments.
Definitely. I think Elliot's probably meeting the most people because you're a musician, you're gigging every week, you're meeting so many different artists. What would you say to someone who's forgotten how it feels to meet new people and enjoy experiences?
Say to just go out there and get meeting people,
Sign
go
up
to
to
places where, but just whatever you're interested in, find somewhere that does that kind of thing or has people that are interested in similar things.
Right.
Go check it out. Go speak to those kind of people. You might learn something.
I mean, it really is not as simple as just go to a bar and talk to people. It is, you have to find common ground somewhere. It is now relatively strange to just talk to someone randomly. So making that first step of going to, for example, a run club, if you like running or something like that, you're already, I mean, okay, so me from a younger generation, I'm assuming I'm the youngest here. But yeah, most of my friends are online, full stop. Like
Same with my little cousin. He's the same.
yeah,
It's crazy.
I have maybe one or two real life friends, but I moved around so much I never
Insane.
got that many connections in person.
Which is wild. Because
Yeah.
I think the scary thing is, for someone who's born today, they'll grow up with ChatGPT 5 as a bare minimum. So having
the best friend,
So-
okay?
So having that layer of direct AI integrated into the human experience,
God,
will they
scary.
ever know what it is to be like going to play manhunt in the park or doing these?
40-40. That was my favorite game. That was the best one.
It's crazy. So
Y'all are just saying words to me now.
no, so I mean that's why Linkar is such a vision and something so important, because it's more so for them, so for the next generation that's coming up that doesn't have the accessibility to then connect with human beings,
Yeah.
because tech is just, it's a tsunami of tech basically.
Yeah.
Then they need Linkar to help them relive what it is to be a human being, and I think that's one of the most important things that we're trying to achieve with the Linkar mission and bringing in other partners. There's no limitation on this. If you believe in what we're doing, then come join us. We can collaborate in some capacity because we just want to bring people together. If we align with what you're doing, then you're going to get more people connecting in your space.
I think Linkar is like the closest thing potentially we could have to like matching that technology, which is very important. Let's not like undermine it at all. It's the beginning point of a lot of things, like you mentioned, but also connecting it with that engagement, the connection, the human connection. I think it's the closest thing we can potentially have. So it's really exciting, to be honest.
No, absolutely. And I think the world that we're going into, we have to have the vision of being completely outside the box, because it's difficult when people are getting £1 million valuations for AI companies that they've just patched a few AIs together and rebranded it as another app. It's a very enticing way to just go with the flow of where the capital's going. But what we're trying to create here is going against the grain, swimming upstream. But because the goal at the end of that is so important to me and everyone else in terms of reigniting human connection, I think that is going to be the ultimate goal in the next 10, 20, 30 years.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very exciting, honestly, mate. And we, to be honest, we've kind of got together today, and that's like an example of the human connection that we're talking about.
Definitely.
Like, I've had a terrible day, like trying to get here. It was like very stressful, but this is definitely
transport.
but this is the best time of the day by far. Like it's been incredible. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things. We met at a Linkar event.
Yeah.
You obviously hosted. But it was just an opportunity from just talking that, you know, I went to 2 Linkar events and then, we just yapped and now I'm CTO.
Well, that's it. It's, again, the power of networking and seeing value, common ground, sharing a goal, a vision, having people that are as game as you. And when you connect on those bases, I think you can change the world. Yeah. And for people that are doing different things, like different industries, like last night I went to a sort of massive tech gathering, and they were talking about innovation in actual product technology like graphene and these different tactile types of technologies. again, fail fast, do it, try it, collaborate, keep moving. And that is the mindset that collaboration brings. It's not an isolated, everyone's looking at you from the outside. If you fail, then you're fucked up. And that's what needs to stop, in my opinion. Everyone just needs to come together, go for it. And you're just going to have fun on the way.
That's literally it, though. You never learn from your successes. I like to say I'm made from my failures. And I think so many people are scared of failing. It goes back to, you know, failing doesn't put money on the table for rent, right? So you're in a very privileged spot if you can fail. And if you can, just fail fast, fail hard, and just do it again. You know, the amount of times that I failed before I sold my first company, uncountable, really. I failed so much that I thought I was never going to get anywhere. But then out of nowhere, you know, something clicks and you make it. I think.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, it's exciting times ahead. I think we need to keep driving towards human connection, keep collaborating with other people, and just sharing the vision openly. And I think that's going to be fantastic moving forward. So really appreciate the conversation. It's been good to get your guys' views on stuff. And we'll definitely have to hit up another conversation sometime
Absolutely.
soon.
Appreciate the connection.
Appreciate you, Jamal.
Yeah, nice one.